Leveling up. Extreme business growth through raising your game. When what was once extraordinary becomes ordinary, you know you've leveled up.
Hello and welcome to the Leveling Up Podcast with me, George Swift. The Leveling Up Podcast is here to give you the personal development, the entrepreneurial development and the business growth that you, the ambitious business owner, desires. I'm here to give you the inspiration and motivation, but above all else, as always, to challenge your aspirations to take you and your business to the next level. Don't forget to subscribe and never miss an episode. Today we're going to be concluding a theme that I've been running all week this week, and today we're talking about just being you. This is in context with episodes 166 and 167, which were Monday and Wednesday's episode this week, where we were looking at finding yourself, looking at setting yourself free, looking at external manipulators, external forces that are manipulating you into thinking certain thoughts, feeling certain feelings, and taking certain actions that ultimately might not be yours, they might not be in your best interests, but fundamentally may be influenced and manipulated by people around you. I've talked a lot this week about big brand marketing, a lot this week about political propaganda, society, and I've talked a lot about how so much of what we think, feel and do just isn't us. I mean, it is us because we've taken it on, but fundamentally it's not us because it's not how we would choose to be. It's not what we would choose to think, and maybe we've not even sat back and wondered why I'm thinking the way I'm thinking, being the way I'm being and doing what I'm doing, and to start to bring some separation in between me, myself, my authentic self, and those external forces, those external influences, whether they be experiences in my own life, people around me growing up, my teachers, society as a whole, the newspapers I've read, the TV programs I watch, the news that I'm constantly bombarded with, big brand media, big brand marketing, all these things that have created a version of me that I wasn't particularly involved in the creation of. And this week is really about creating your authentic self. It's about creating your authentic life. It's about setting yourself free to be who you need to be who you want to be, to create the life you want to have, and fundamentally to create the experience of life that you want to have. If you haven't listened to episodes 166 and 167, I encourage you to do so, maybe even before you continue to listen to this episode, because I have put these together deliberately as a piece of content, if you like, that when you bring all the pieces together, you start to shape your own life, start to create the experience you want to have of life. Today, I want to conclude everything we've been talking about this week by saying, just be you. Now, this is something that is like a superficial bumper sticker. You know, it's a Facebook meme, it's a tweet, it's an Instagram meme. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean an awful lot. And so it's just be you, just be you. Well, fundamentally, there's aspects of you that are positive influences on you creating a positive experience of life and creating positive things in this world. And let's be honest, there's aspects of you, as there are aspects of me, which are detrimental to me having the quality of life, the experience of life, and creating the world around me that I want to create. So when I say just be you, I'm not saying actually, you know, just be you, just be you. Fuck everybody else. Do what you want to do. Be who you want to be. And throw caution to the wind, don't give a shit what anyone else thinks about you. What I'm really saying here is, if you've really thought about what I said in the previous two episodes, and you really are doing that soul searching and starting to really separate yourself from external influences, from manipulation, from influence, and you're starting to really question who you are and who you want to be. And last episode I was talking about like a jigsaw puzzle, you know, start with how you want to feel, and then start with who do you need to be within that picture in order to feel that way? And then you start putting the other pieces in of your life around that. What I'm talking about here is that version of you in the middle. Once you uncover that version of yourself, once you find who that person is that's going to give you the experience of life that you want to have, once you find that person that makes you happy, the person that you love, the person that you completely and utterly accept, the person that gives you the experience of life, what you want to have out of life, when you find that person, when you uncover who that is within you, that's the person you need to be, regardless of what other people's opinions of who you should be are. So this isn't about taking this concept in isolation and just saying, fuck it, I am who I am, this is who I am, take it or leave it. Because actually, you are a smorgasbord of positive and not so positive attributes, traits, and characteristics. Now, I'm not saying that you're a bad person. What I'm saying is you've picked up some really positive characteristics in your life. You have some innate positive characteristics in life. And also, there's some aspects of you that, if you're completely honest, are the ones that you are not happy with yourself. There's attributes within you and characteristics and personality elements within you that you understand are harming you from being the best version of yourself, but also harming you from creating the best version of life you want, and they're harming you from having the experience of life that you want. So part of personal development, part of going on this journey is you have to be really honest with yourself. You don't want to be self-deprecating. You don't want to beat yourself up and hate yourself. That's not what this is about. This is about being objective with yourself and understanding that there are some true, deep-rooted characteristics in me that I am fundamentally madly in love with and are responsible for creating so much of the joy and happiness in me and those people around me. But there's also characteristics in me that are fundamentally responsible for the majority of my pain, my suffering, my unhappiness, and maybe the unhappiness or pain that I create in those people around me. And it takes a really big person to be able to stare in the mirror naked like that and to say, you know what, I'm going to carve away those aspects of myself that don't work, and I'm going to enhance those parts of me that do work. I'm going to find out, who am I at my heart? Who am I? Who do I want to be? What do I want to create? And I don't know anyone that's well adjusted, by the way, anyone that isn't a major league psychopath that doesn't want good things for themselves that also equate to good things for those people around them, and potentially even good things for the world at large. I talk a lot about the world being dominated by big brands, the world being dominated by mega corporations, many of which do not have your best interests at heart and do not have the best interests of the planet at heart and do not have the best interests of their workforce at heart. We know this to be true. But small businesses like you, like me, we might have our own desires, our own needs, our own wants, our own ambitions, even our own selfish desires. But when we scratch beneath all of that stuff, fundamentally, you're in business because you want to do good things for good people, create good outcomes, to have a positive impact on the world. And that's when you feel good. That's when you feel best about yourself. When you receive that positive feedback, you've had a positive impact on someone else's life. I know this to be true because this is true for the vast majority of small business owners, especially ones that are willing to listen to content like this. So this isn't about just saying, fuck it, this is who I am, take it or leave it. This is about you doing some real deep dive based on the content that we've already talked about this week, uncovering that authentic self, uncovering that version of yourself that you love and you're proud of, the one that you know creates the best outcomes for you and those people around you. It's about disregarding aspects of yourself that are creating the damage in your life, the unhappiness in your life, the unhappiness in other people's life. And it's finding that version of yourself that's truly going to give you the experience of life that you want to have. And then it's about just be that person. Don't allow other people to take their modeling tools out and start to redesign you in their vision. That's how we got to this place in the first place. Don't allow media to tell you who to be. Don't allow big brand marketing to tell you how to feel. Don't allow the government to tell you what you should fear, what you shouldn't fear, what you should do, shouldn't do, what you should feel, shouldn't feel, what you should think and shouldn't think. Be you. Just be you. Once you find it, just be yourself. When you find that person within you, when you create that person, hone that person, then you want to harness that person, live that person, be that person, because that's how you're going to have the experience of life you want to have. It's how you're going to create all the great things you want to create in this world, and it's how you're going to have the positive influence on those people immediately around you and the world at large around you. And that concludes this week. I know it's been some deep diving. It's important stuff. It's important to review on this sometimes. If you need some help going through what you need to go through, then you don't have to go alone. You can find some help. You can, obviously, there's personal development books out there, self-help, coaches, mentors. You've got therapists out there. If there's some deep-rooted shit in there that you need some real help with, don't feel you have to do this alone. And don't take anything I've said this week as in somehow critical of who you are as a person. This is about you truly finding your best version of yourself And if you're struggling with that concept, if you're struggling to go there for a whole variety of reasons, then don't feel you have to go there. Certainly don't feel you have to go there on your own. There is help out there to help support you on this journey of making you happier and making your life better and making the world around you better. Don't have to do it alone. That's one of the fundamental reasons that we created BBB Success Groups and our Extreme Growth Masterminds, is to create environments that bring out the best in people. They're environments that help people stay in touch with their goals, uncover what their true goals are, the right goals are for them, to make sure they achieve on those goals, but above all else, to create the experience of life that they want to have for them, their family, and the people around them. So go out, reach out, ask for help. The community that I have in place is here for you. If you feel that you need some help in finding out what it is you truly want out of business, or you're just struggling to achieve what you want in business. But of course, if you're struggling with any mental issues, for example, and you're struggling with some of the content that I've put out this week, then definitely reach out for some help to the appropriate professionals. There are many out there to help you go through that journey with you. Nice one, guys. If you are interested in either our success groups, you're interested in our Extreme Growth Masterminds, if you're already doing over 100k in turnover, then do get along and check out biggerbrighterbolder.co.uk and see what we're all about. You'll also see on there loads of resources. I'll put some links in the descriptions as well. And check out my books, check out my other podcast episodes, check out the 6-Figure Fast Track and how to take your business to 100k or more in 12 months or less. biggerbrighterbolder.co.uk/fast track. I'll put that in the descriptions as well. I've got loads of content out there, loads of resources out there to help you on your own entrepreneurial journey and your own journey of life. Have an awesome weekend. Ponder what we've gone through this week. Come out next Monday, kicking ass, all guns blazing. I'll see you then. Until then, as always, be successful.
Leveling up. Extreme business growth through raising your game. When what was once extraordinary becomes ordinary, you know you've leveled up.